Season 4 is here for Modern Warfare 3, one of the largest updates yet, and I have all the best working glitches and guides that you can do after the latest patch. Now, I've updated every single one of these videos for Season 4, including everyone's favorite, every single method for the Tombstone duplication glitch, a full guide on the new schematics and Dark Aether, a skip all missions glitch, unlimited essence glitch, duplicating your insured weapons, insta-kill weapons, an update on the acquisition stash glitch, Easter egg bypasses, unlimited XP glitches, and so much more. Now that was a lot to say, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest and greatest glitches. Thank you so much for 19,000 subscribers, guys. I could not do it without you. Finally, down below, if you're new here, video chapters. Skip over the glitches that you're not interested in and watch the ones that you are. And with all of that said, make sure you hit that like button down below if you find any of these videos helpful. And with that, enjoy. Here's every method for the Tombstone duplication glitch, including Essence, working in Season 4. Now this video includes a ton, including how to get unlimited Essence, solo and team duplication glitches, an extremely lazy alternative way, and much more. With the new schematics out, it's important to know you don't have to risk your items to attempt the new Dark Aether. With the tutorial that I have in this video, you can attempt it without risking a single item and grind and get those new schematics super easy. Now in today's video, I'm going to be as helpful as possible, and to do so, I'm going to run you through a typical game of mine so that you can see what your game should be looking like, as well as how to do this glitch every single time with a 100% success rate. So here I am in a game, and my inventory is already full of rare items. I also have on the map an existing Tombstone. Now this is important to note because as you can see, I have a backup of items. Essentially, that Tombstone contains everything that you see here on my screen. So the purpose of this is obvious. You skip over your cooldowns that you typically would have to wait for. So at the start of every game, I will drink a Tombstone soda, upgrade a Pack-a-Punch level 3 Scorcher, and make my way over to my Tombstone. Now with this glitch, you pretty much get a backup of items. That's the best way I can describe it. So you can see here, I have 2 Aether Blade cases, but I already have one equipped. I have a upgraded Scorcher, but I have a second one in my Tombstone, and it's really up to you to save whatever items are most important. Some games you won't use one, and you'll literally have to drop them. You can see how much extra I have. I already have upgraded weapons. I don't need 5 crystals in my inventory. So it's really up to you to decide what is most important to you. For me, it is an upgraded Scorcher every single game because it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to get anywhere. Also, make sure you call out other players and give your spare items just for good luck, because honestly, I always have something to give up and typically people are pretty surprised. But there should be a purple portal on the edge of the graveyard. Typically it does show up, not every single time, and if someone takes it, it will disappear momentarily. So if you see one, make sure you take it. You can get some free essence while you fall. But where we're going to go over to is the bad signal area. Now for this glitch, I typically use bad signal because it is the easiest possible way to actually do this glitch. You need this mission selected in order to actually do this glitch. So make sure that bad signal is your selected mission and make your way over to this building. Now at this point, I want you to make sure that you are not on a team. So go ahead and either hold up on the D-pad if you're on a console and select leave team. If you're on PC, it is hold alt, and then select leave team. Now at the back of this building, right next to the bad signal portal, if you walk up to this little window pane right here, you're going to see a portal. Now if you don't already know about this, long story short, you enter a code and you are given the ability to purchase a portal to a specific location. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my personal favorite code first, and then I will show you guys next the most popular way, if you will. So for my code, this sends you to a water tower near the edge of the map. Now I'm going to pull up the actual map of all the locations in a second, but long story short, you are trying to aim to get to the out of bounds line as fast as possible, but there is specific timing with this. So you actually spawn at a water tower there and you can kind of fly to the edge of the map. That's my personal favorite, but let me show you the most easy one. So I'm going to put that code up on the screen now, and essentially all you do is you teleport over to a beach and you are going to run for the edge of the map. It is very, very simple, and it's again the most popular for a reason because there is no jumping, there's no acrobatics. If you're not a fast player, this is going to be the method for you. If you have difficulty, like if you're on console console, so you're using analog input, you know, sometimes it can be hard to be super accurate. But on PC, that, you know, I like the water tower way because I'm quick with it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually going to demonstrate the full glitch to you. So here I am at the building. I have my 45,000 essence and all the items that I want, and what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna go ahead and enter a code now. Now the one I'm gonna go with just for demonstration purposes is mine. Just keep in mind you are doing this exact same thing if you go to that beach location. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this portal, and what you want to do is immediately run up the stairs and out the window and just pull your parachute like so. Now the alternative is you can jump right off the railing right in front of where the portal is, run through the building and run to this portal and back. That's the typical way that I do it, but this is the fastest way. So what you want to do is initiate the dark ether rift. If you have a scorcher, you can just fire it and it saves you a ton of time and you just fly over to this door. But again, just run straight through the building. If you want the simple way, just jump down, you know, jump up the stairs. You should get there before around 8 seconds left on that left timer there where it says 1 vote needed. You know, you just want to make sure that you at least are through the portal before that 8 seconds. So you can practice this and it'll only cost you 1,000 each time. So what you want to do is go ahead and vote yes. Now again, you need to make sure that you are alone so that you don't have to wait on anyone else, and you want to just enter the out of bounds line at 6 seconds. Now what's going to happen is very simple. You're going to wait for this timer to run out, but before it gets to 0, you're going to start teleporting to bad signal the mission, but you're also going to see an eliminated symbol. Now at this point, you essentially just close your game at this point, and that will essentially end your game. You can also just go into that game if you don't want to, but here's how to close it on Xbox as well as PS5. Xbox, you just want to click the Xbox button, scroll down to the game, click start on it, and click quit on this screen, of course. Now on PS5, you can see you actually pull up the game switcher by clicking the PS5 button and then going over to switcher, and then I believe you just click options like it says there, and it should come up with close game. Now when you click on it and you see close game, you want to again make sure that you are closing the game at the right point. It's any time that the loading screen is up like so. You can wait until it starts counting down possibly, but I would highly suggest that you just close your game as fast as possible once you see that loading screen. Now, there's a whole different way that you can actually do the tombstone glitch that if you thought that that method was complicated, I just went over with you, this one will be a lot easier. You just need to make sure that you have a blood burner key in order to do this glitch. So if you want to do this glitch, all you need to do is make sure that you have a blood burner, and there's a cool feature with this where if you drive over the water and get off and get back on, you actually can teleport with the bike. Now you can practice this. I highly suggest that you do it because what you just witnessed right there was the hardest point. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive over the water from the top right of the map where I showed you. Now it's important to remember where I was because I was close to the edge of the map. So you can use this with bad signal, and you can also use this with countermeasures. So countermeasures is another mission, and you can also probably use it with union. So it's really good for, you know, dark ether rifts or anything like that that is near a body of water. So this is my suggested way for doing the dark ether duplication glitch, but we'll go over that specific method that I already have a video on in a minute. So what you want to do is just activate the portal, run back to your blood burner, and get off and get back on. Now the whole purpose of this is so that it teleports you to the edge of the map and you have all the time in the world. You can see there on the left I have all the time that I need, so much so that I can walk out and walk back in before even doing this. So I go ahead and just accept that vote and then walk out at 6 seconds. This is, in my opinion, the easiest way to do the tombstone duplication glitch by far. You don't have to run, you don't have to, you know, get to the portal at a certain time. It's so easy because you have so much extra time. So again, you see this actual loading screen come up after you get the eliminated symbol. That's how you know it worked, and you want to go ahead and quit the game on that loading symbol on Xbox. And on PS5, of course, you want to click the PS5 button and then scroll over to game switcher and then click on it and click quit game. So whenever you close the game here, it is physically closing the game process. So the game's already registered that you have died. It also has registered that you successfully exfilled and are starting a dark ether lobby. For example, you're going into the portal. So those are the different ways that you can actually do the solo method. But now let's get into how you can actually duplicate essence and items at the same time. Now this does require at least one other player to be with you or to be cooperating with you. So what we're going to be doing here is essentially setting multiple tombstones with the same exact items and essence. So like I said, you're going to need a teammate, but you will not be needing bad signal. All right, for this method, you absolutely do not need any particular mission. All you need to make sure is that you have tombstone and whatever you want to duplicate, as well as a teammate. So as you can see, I'm not actually on a team with my teammate. I highly suggest that you both get tombstone and also leave your team, just like I suggested in the other videos, before you even begin this glitch. So what I'm doing here now is I'm going to go ahead and down myself, give up, and plead for help with all of my team's items and essence. So whatever you want to duplicate, make sure that you throw it all on one player, and each one of you is going to do this process. So number one, you need to make sure that you have tombstone equipped. You are not on a team. You're going to go down, give up, and plead for help. Now once you're done pleading for help, let your friend know. It should come up if you're not on a team. If you are on a team, you won't actually see that indicator, so make sure that you leave your team again before you start doing this. So each player is going to repeat this process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my alt account the Scorcher all of the items as well as the essence. He went and purchased tombstone just like I did a second ago, and he's going to go ahead and down himself with the Scorcher. Doesn't matter how you down yourself, just die, not in like a drowning or quit the game way, but go down and plead for help. And as you can see here, this is what you should see if you are not on the same team at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up knowing that he's pled for help with all of the items and essence. And at this point, what you want to do is you want to individually quit the game. So what I want you to do now is essentially play your game however you want, but how you're going to end your game needs to be very specific. So what we just did was we set a tombstone. You'll notice I don't have the tombstone icon at the bottom of my screen. So just to make sure that you don't actually set a tombstone after this, you need to make sure that you never drink tombstone or plead for help again. So what I'm going to do to ensure that is I'm going to go down and let the plead for help timer run out. And what happens, if you don't already know, is that you will lose the game. You will fully lose. I don't know if you can just quit the game, but make sure that when you actually physically quit the game after you've died, that you click no to pulling team members out. That's super important. So invite your teammate back and go ahead and search for another game. And remember, we've already set a tombstone on our character. So what's going to happen is each person on your team is going to have the same exact tombstone. So for example, if my teammate, you know, took all the crystals as well as all the essence, he should have 70,000 essence. And then I also had 70,000 essence. Therefore, whenever I picked everything up after, you know, spending some money, you can see I've effectively doubled my essence. So you can repeat this process over and over again and get to the maximum amount of essence. That's around 1 million, I believe it is. So what you can do is essentially, once you're done with all of that, just go ahead and do the tombstone duplication glitch as a solo player with bad signal, and that way you can take out all of the items as well as tombstone the essence whenever you're done duplicating it. So it's that easy. You duplicate it with your teammates, and then you essentially all go out on your solo way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look into how to do it with all of the tier 3 portals as well as dark ether. So the new dark ether, you can unlock the new schematics for, obviously, and I'm going to show you guys how you can only spend a elder sigil, which you can duplicate by the way, and go into the dark ether over and over again and not actually risk all of your items. Now, what a lot of people get frustrated about, right, is these new dark ethers. If you go in with a team and you all die and you didn't have tombstone, then you won't save it at all. You will lose everything. Now, if you just purchase tombstone and die in the dark ether, that's another thing. You will have the items that were in your inventory backed up. But I'm going to show you how you can use your items as well as have a duplicate waiting for you when you come back, so you can continuously try the new dark ether really easily. So as you can see, there is a tier 3 portal way over here. Now, I would argue that this is more for the advanced type players. However, I'm going to physically show you how to do it. If you want to watch the full video where I give a detailed explanation on this one, I will have that linked in the description down below. But long story short, all you need to do is just input the elder sigil into the portal and then go ahead and fly your way over. And again, I think that this is a little bit more advanced for the advanced players, so I highly suggest that if you have a player who's really quick with their movements, that they do this. You can see me demonstrating it here using the portal, walking out of bounds at 6 seconds. I highly suggest that you just throw all the important items on one player and have them do this glitch. Everyone else can just sit within the map, right, and just wait to be teleported. It's that simple. The player will still be in the game with you. So once you've actually teleported through there, instead of closing the game on this loading screen, you are essentially just going to let it load. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to do the entire dark dark ether, and when you come back into your next game, you will also have a tombstone waiting for you with everything that you left behind, including your extra elder sigil if you are doing this correctly. After every single dark ether attempt, you can essentially go do the bad signal solo duplication glitch, get an extra elder sigil, right, and then repeat this one where it costs you 1 elder sigil to do. So long story short, it is very easy for you to repeat and just keep trying at the dark ether. So gone are the days where you run out of items, right, and you can only do 1 attempt every day because y'all don't have any time to, you know, gather up essence and stuff again. This is the way that you do it over and over again and grind out the new dark ether. So if you appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So first of all, if you want the zombie blueprint and the schematics in one run, make sure that you have 4 to 6 people. You're going to use an elder sigil. My friend Mebs and I found randoms first try. They weren't exactly all competent, but the more guns, the better. So speaking of guns, let's go over inventory. So I highly suggest that you have a bunch of Casimir grenades and self-revives to fill most of your inventory. Each additional Casimir grenade will make your life much easier. For weapons, one person at least needs a VR11 that has been upgraded. I'd suggest a Scorcher to start missions fast, and everyone should have a normal bullet weapon as well. Now, not listed here is the Brain Rot ammo mod. I highly suggest everyone equip it. You'll see why here in a minute. I also highly suggest using this website WZ Hub or Warzone Hub. They have interactive maps for each dark ether. I'm going to have this one linked in the description down below. I have no affiliation to them whatsoever, just FYI, but it shows you where the contracts are all over the map. Even shows you safe spots, guys, safe spots where you cannot get hit for whatever reason. You're on top of buildings or what have you. So that's a very cool website, very useful if you pull it up while you're doing this. So what you want to do is once you get into the dark ether, make your way over to the first contract. We're going to do the escort contract first because I have a lot of suggestions here that will save you a ton of time. First of all, one person obviously needs a Scorcher, fly over to the contract. Now, they're not bunnies anymore. You're going to see them as beams of light, similar to the mystery box in all, you know, zombies maps since the beginning of time. What you want to do is just interact with it, and each one should give you an item that you can then use. I instantaneously picked this one up so you don't see it. The one for the Outlast contract is absolutely the best. We'll go over that in a minute. So once you've activated the contract, make sure you don't get hit by the escort. I almost went down here, I imagine, because I was very close to getting crushed by it. Go ahead and activate the escort contract instantly. Now, at this point, you could throw a sentry gun on it, but what I found is if you have 4 to 6 people and one person has that upgraded VR11, it makes your life so much easier. So watch this real quick. So my friend gets the actual crystal to use it, and what you're going to see here is we're at 60 something percent, 68%, and it goes straight up to 97. Now, if you didn't know, a upgraded VR11 heals vehicles, and that includes escort vehicles. So that is a huge suggestion. In fact, I would say that it's a requirement because this is the hardest mission that solo wise I failed multiple times. The second thing is each time that the escort stops, you should be throwing down Casimir grenades. So you saw it in that first clip, and you should see it in this clip as well. What happens is essentially all of these zombies actually get pulled into it and can't attack it. So you can actually see it here in action on the last one. The last stop is the hardest, guys. 100%. You need to be very careful and save your Casimir grenades for this point. Now, I highly suggest that you have ones left over. Now, zombies will periodically drop the Casimir grenades, so you need to make sure that you're picking them up and saving them. You need as many Casimir grenades for the actual final boss for the blueprint if you're going for that. Otherwise, don't worry about using them. Just simply waste them on all of these contracts. So you can see I'm already at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. You can check the interactive map for all the contract locations. This one is up north in the dead center. It's very easy to find. This one overall was the easiest contract that we did. I highly suggest that if you have a team of 4 to 6 players, that you just make sure that you're shooting whatever head is lit up. That will speed up the time. But this contract took us about 60 seconds total, and we weren't even focused on the head. So it's very easy to do. Just so you know, that actually skips over some health. You can see the right one there was lit up there, but we just melted through the boss because, again, Pack-a-Punch level 3 weapons makes it super easy. So as you can see here, I got a little bit unlucky. I didn't get a schematic that time either. However, all of my teammates were getting the schematics. I already have them, you know, unlocked. So I was really just here to, you know, actually help out my teammates, but it doesn't really matter. So with the Outlast contract, which is going to be actually north of the escort contract, it's on the right side of the map, so it's on the eastern part of the map all the way to the right. All right, so this one is super easy to find. It's by the water tower, and you want to make sure that you pick up the item for this. Now, the foot, the severed foot that you pick up, any zombies that you shoot, it seems, will slow down and kind of have that frostbite effect. So you'll notice it with a lot of these zombies while we're fighting them. It makes it super easy, but all you want to do is just run around, fire off your Scorcher at full blast in the most open area possible in the center, and what that's going to do is just melt zombies while you run around and avoid them. But again, Casimir grenades, you saw me throw one down, and made my life so much easier. So once you're done with all 3 contracts, make your way over to the center island. This is going to be the portion of the video where I show you how to unlock the blueprint. It's pretty simple, but it's very important that you do this boss fight in a particular manner, and it will make your life so much easier. First of all, don't use a Scorcher for eggs. I don't know what, I mean, I might as well be a beginner player. I don't know what I was thinking. So I pull out my bullet gun, obviously shoot them with my akimbos, and make sure that your teammates actually follow you, because as that timer runs out on the left, the circle closes on you. It's not like the normal map where it starts to close into the center, or wherever it closes right into the last bit for the red worm. This one follows you, so your teammates need to actually follow you. So going back, you can check that map that I showed you, or click it in the description down below. There's 4 eggs that you need to essentially destroy. 3 of them are small, and then 1 is large. So there was 1 on the end of the island, 1 on the other end, 1 north, right, you know, north of this one, and then there's the main one. Now as soon as you destroy this big one, the boss will spawn. Now here's how it works. All right, so you remember Union, right? The new season 3 reloaded mission. If you haven't played it, all right, make sure that you take note of this. So as that health bar is gray at the top, you cannot damage the boss, and the reason for that is you have to kill these ads, or these secondary enemies, all right, the ones with the white skulls. Make sure that you are absolutely paying attention to them. You can see them without looking at them. That's how you know which one to kill. So you can see, you know, you have your normal red skull ones, but then you also have these ones where they have these white skulls above their head. So make sure that you destroy them before you start attacking the boss. Also avoid the boss, don't get too close, because you can see his health is just running up because I'm just feeding him. All right, so I'm not helping my teammates at all. I'm literally killing time, and at this point we have 2 minutes before the storm is closed. All right, keep in mind that timer on the left is how long it's going to take until you are just forever in the storm. So unless you have, you know, a mask and you're right next to an ammo cache or something like that, you are absolutely screwed. All right, so hurry up. So what you want to do is essentially, with all of those saved Casimir grenades, start to periodically throw them down, kill the ads, and then shoot the boss. That's the order. Oh, that's the 3 steps that you need to remember, all right, to actually win this boss fight. And what you're going to notice here is we absolutely melt him. I think this was a bit of the VR11, as well as people shooting his head directly. So make sure that you were shooting criticals on him. I was not that useful here, but as you can see, you have 4 opportunities to actually get the schematics. Now at this point, once you have killed the boss, go to exfil. At this point you have the blueprint unlocked. I did not get the pop-up, so even if you don't get the pop-up, make sure that you go out and actually check for the item. So make sure, again, you can see how small this circle is. If all of your teammates start running away from you, you are going to get eaten by the storm, right? It follows your team, so make sure that everyone sticks together. Make your way over to the exit, and then also make sure that you give up whatever schematics that you don't need. If you've gone through this once and you have something, be nice to people, all right, even if you're playing with randoms, because as soon as you exit this right here, you will not keep the schematics. So just keep that in mind and make sure that you're doing this correctly and helping out others, right? Because that's the way that you should play. So anyway, so once you're actually done with this, as you can see, I'm containment level 46, absolutely baller rank. I'm so happy right now. Like, it makes life so much easier. But you're actually going to unlock that stuff, and you want to go out into the menu and search under assault rifles. You're going to find the Ram 7. This is where your blueprint is located. You can obviously equip this and open gunsmith down there at the bottom, and then you can modify this gun to actually be what you want it to be. But it's a really cool animated skin, yet another exclusive skin that you can only get through an actual difficult task. I love these guys. You don't have to pay for them. Everyone is just so enthralled with these paid skins, right? And this one you get for absolutely free. You just need to make sure that you bring some people along with you to make your life a lot easier and knock these tasks out. So if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'd appreciate your support, and I will catch you in the next video. What's going on, guys? Wesley here, and today I'm going to be showing you not only how to get the new schematics for Season 3 Reloaded, but also how you can keep your tombstone in the main map when you return, making it so that you only risk your sigil when attempting runs. Now, as a token of love for all the support that I've gotten recently, as well as the fact my birthday is this weekend, I wanted to show some love to you guys by giving away all 3 schematics to at least 10 subscribers. I may do more, but it does take some time, guys. So make sure that you comment down below your preferred weapon in zombies. I will tag you guys next week in the comments who has one, so make sure you turn on your notifications. Now, if it could take like 10 seconds of your time, I just want to quickly show some gratitude to all my subscribers, as well as a couple of people. Without them, my videos would not have came out so fast and into today while recording this video. Drop It Like It's Hot and his son Confused Toast. They're the first people who found me in game, just happened to come across me in this group of friends, and they said that they were already subscribers of me. So that made me feel really, really good. And my birthday's this weekend, so I'm just really happy about that, as well as Smash and Grab, Mama Zombie, Mrs. Squanch. Shout out to all of you for helping me set up my tombstone and really just making it so easy for me to do these things. So again, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get these schematics out of the game and share them with your friends, as well as just simply how you can save your tombstone while going through the dark ether. So let's get right into this glitch, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can do it. Now, you can do this solo, but I'm going to show you in a minute how damn hard this new dark ether zombies is. Now, I can't stress it to you enough. You need to go in fully decked out. So what I mean by that is pack-a-punch level 3 weapons. I highly suggest that you're going to be doing this in a group. I'm just going to presume that right now, because you'll see the video clips of me in a second going in solo. It is absolutely breathtaking how hard this thing is by yourself. So anyway, so I highly suggest that at least one person has a VR11 upgraded, because you'll see later you can actually heal the escort when you're in that mission. All right, so that's going to be one of the missions that you need to do in this dark ether. We'll go over where they are and what you need to do for them, but this video is all about the new dark ether and how you can do the tombstone duplication glitch through it with yourself or with your team. So what we're going to be using is a portal that is on the other side of tier 3. It's in the left courtyard. So what you may have noticed is in the past on the dark ether that's on the hill, right, you used to be able to hold the use button and fire your scorcher up in the air so that you could fly pretty quickly over to the portal. Now, most people kind of gave up on this one because it's even further. This one's a little bit closer, so it's definitely possible. But what I found is, instead of doing what you used to do in the past, you have to hold it down, and then right before you finish, really halfway through, start charging your scorcher. Then as soon as you finish, look away and fire your scorcher twice, and obviously fly through the air pretty quickly. If you need to know how to do this, just simply watch me fly through the air to do it as quickly as possible. So you want to fly really low and find your way over to the portal. It is very, very quick. As you can see, I got here with 12 seconds left. That is 1000% doable. It really all depends on when you get to that portal. All right, so you can do dry runs here. You don't have to waste your sigil. You can activate it and then not accept the contract. So what you can do here is essentially activate it and then fly your way over to the portal. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can do this. I'm going to show you how you can do it where only you keep an extra tombstone. Again, you're just duplicating your items here. So if you don't care about this, then this video isn't for you. But what I'm saying is, you essentially will only be spending an elder sigil when you go in. You will keep every single other thing, and you don't have to waste your time. So when you go through, you can see the portal code on the screen. Now, this is the one that I prefer to use. You will fly to the edge of the map, accept it, and then enter at 6 seconds. So you may have noticed I entered at 7 seconds. We will go over that in a minute. So to physically actually do the glitch, in case you don't know what the tombstone glitch is, I'm going to take 15 seconds, guys, just to explain it to the people who have not done this before or forgot. When you get through the portal, you're going to run out of the edge of the map at 6 seconds. So you just need your team to accept the contract whenever you go through the portal. It'll take a little bit of coordinating, but it is very easy. You will get the eliminated symbol before you get the dark ether zombies loading symbol. Just like this screen just showed, you should see that. Now, you may notice I have entered at 7 seconds. We will go over that in a minute, because you need to enter at 6 seconds, and you'll see why in a minute. But if one person has all of the important spare items, right, they will both take it into the dark ether, and if you survive, extract with it, as well as have an existing tombstone on the map being placed. As soon as you see that eliminated symbol and then dark ether load right here, you know that you have set your tombstone successfully. So long story short, one player should just hold all of the spare items and do this. You could also do it with all 4 people. I'm guessing if you threw your extra teammates on the edge of the map and had them wait and walk out at 6 seconds, you can coordinate that and let me know if that works. But I would highly suggest just giving all the rare extra items to one single player, so that they can then save your extra items and make sure that when you come back into the game, they have 4 scorchers for everyone, you know, they have extra dog bones, etc, etc. And also keep in mind, if you're doing the unlimited essence glitch, when you extract now, you save 70 hours of cooldown. I am not kidding. If you have max essence on you, or you get it from someone and you extract successfully, like at the end of Dark Aether here, which I will show you in a second, you will literally save 70 hours. So let's get into how you get through this and get out. Alright, so here we are in the Dark Aether, and you may have noticed before, like I mentioned, I entered at 7 seconds. That will cause you to lose your weapons. Yes, I am not joking. This has happened to me in the last Dark Aether, and it happened to me in this Dark Aether. Now, when you enter at 6 seconds, when you do this glitch, it should keep your weapons, but if it doesn't, just forewarning you guys, glitches don't always work as intended. Sometimes people are like, hey, I lost my weapons with this, and if I don't mention it in the video, then they're like, oh, this is a crappy video or something like that. I'm telling you now, it could happen. Just enter at 6 seconds if you can. If you lose your weapons, just make sure that someone has a backup. If everyone has a large rucksack, right, and you have extra items, then you should be good. But with the new Dark Aether, there is individual areas that you need to go to that have beams of light coming from the ground. You can see them over there, similar to the mystery box in the past. Now, when you activate these pillars, it will activate each individual contract. You need to do these contracts in order to unlock the schematics. Now, full disclosure, as a solo player, this is extremely hard. It's impossible to go through here and survive, in my opinion. Now, personally speaking, if I did the, you know, overpowered weapons glitch, which you can find in the description down below, it's in my all working glitches video, as well as, you know, brought like, say, I don't know, a ray gun fully upgraded or something like that, or maybe something with a mags of holding like an LMG and it's fully upgraded with the legendary tool and PAP 3 crystal, yeah, maybe I could, like, you know, mow down these zombies and be okay. But truth be told, I don't really suggest that you go into it solo. So you just need to locate all 3 of those beams of lights. One is a elimination contract, one is one of those outlast contracts, and another one is the escort contract. So you're going to use your upgraded VR11 to actually heal the escort, which makes it a lot easier. So make sure that you use that. But the portal is located over here in the middle of the island. Again, this is about really the glitch today. So I'm going to make a separate video on the Dark Aether as a guide, but just know this is where the portal is located. So once you've completed all those contracts, full disclosure, there's a bit of RNG with these contracts. So you may not unlock the schematics whenever you do them. Each individual time has a chance to drop schematics per player. Now, if you do the Tombstone duplication glitch, or you have already done it, you'll have your items outside when you come back, making it a lot easier for you to continuously come in and grind. And if you leave an extra one in your Tombstone, for example, you obviously duplicate it and increase the amount of runs that you can do. So I highly suggest that at least one person, maybe you have an alt account or you just have a friend who is not currently going into the Dark Aether with you, have them Tombstone duplication glitch it a bunch, right? So that you have 6 to 8, you know, Elder Sigils available, so you can keep coming in with your Tombstones, not risk anything at all, right? Because you have backups of the Elder Sigils, you have all of your items when you come in here, and you can come in with your friends and you can grind it out. Even if you do the easiest contract, right? Say that you say the elimination contract, for example, is the easiest one, and you want to just do that one over and over again, like this right here. So if you think that that's the easiest contract, well, with this glitch and with the Tombstone duplication glitch kind of combined, then you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I got to do that damn escort contract again. No, you can do a specific one over and over again. Leave in the game, have your Tombstone, repeat the process. Today, I'm going to show you multiple glitches that will allow you to do the Tombstone duplication glitch solo, and if you lose your Tombstone, these glitches will help you restock and set a new Tombstone all in one game. Now, this video includes a few under the map glitches with insane drops, as well as a few new secret missions that have 100% drop rate on some extremely useful rare items. Best of all, you can do all of this in a single game, and I'm going to show you start to finish what to do. Now, this video of course will be included in my all working glitches compilation. I'm going to start continuing to do those schematic giveaways as a part of those videos. You can find that video in the description down below, but of course this will be included in my future videos. Now, we all know how long this new zombie game mode takes. If you're waiting on schematic cooldowns and you lose your Tombstone, it can set you back literally days, unless you come across a nice stranger or a friend who's online willing to give you their items. I'm going to show you start to finish a single game that I played where I had every single one of these glitches done, and let you guys rate it for yourself how good these methods are. Now, if you're in a bind like the one that I just described, having to wait hours for schematic crafting cooldowns, these glitches just may save your life. So make sure that you write these down, make sure you know them in the back of your head just in case you need them, and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate your support. But let's get right into these methods. Now, if you have a tombstone already on the map, obviously go and grab your items. You are going to be resetting your tombstone as usual, but let me show you the first place that we're going to do a glitch on where it's going to give you insane loot. Now, you may be aware of this spot, but the second glitch that I'm going to show you guys that is completely different from this and you actually kill the warlord with is right next to it. So what you're going to do is find this lamppost in the cave here, and this is going to be the Easter egg bypass glitch. All you need to do is hold forward and fire your scorcher up and then fire it 2 more times. It's very easy to actually get into this, but you will need a blood burner key. Now, this one is kind of optional. If you want to do this, you can. This one will not actually give you weapons cases, but it will give you rare items, 7,000 essence minimum, as well as different rare items that you can possibly get. So this is just a random roll of loot, if you will, but typically there is a lot of cool stuff in here. First of all, 3-plate vest, I actually needed that. Then you go in here and you can see I have 3,500 more. Typically you will have some type of wonder weapon in there as well. This one is one that we have already known of. Now I'm going to show you the brand new glitch that I found, but what you're going to have to do is get back into where you just were. So first of all, you can see I'm firing up. I fired 3 times, and we're going to make our way back over to that area. Now this again is completely different from the first glitch, so let me show you how to do it. Now this one I would describe as a little bit more advanced. Now this one is for the players that know how to do the Superman glitch, as I like to call it. It's not really a glitch, but it allows you to fly through the air very fast using an upgraded scorcher. So if you have an upgraded scorcher, doesn't matter if it's level 3, 2, or 1, you can actually do this method. So I'm going to describe this very, very carefully. So what you want to do is essentially jump off and immediately pull your parachute, and what you're going to do is cut your parachute and then fire your scorcher at 50%. Pretty much, long story short, just watch what I do here. You can see I pull it here and then I start flying towards the edge, towards the water. Look at the top left of the screen, pay attention to that, and make sure you replay this part of the video. This is me doing it successfully. You can see I fire off my scorcher before I get to the water, and what that's going to do is you're going to fly through the water. If you don't do this and you don't turn around, you will drown. That is a known fact. But if you do this correctly, it's very easy to practice and you can keep going back and forth. I've heard that if you fall into the depths of the map, right, if you just fall all the way down into the abyss, you'll start to appear on the map again, up, you know, up above ground. Someone told me that. I haven't tested it, so if that works for you, make sure you comment down below. Just don't get yourself drowned. Just swim away from the body of water. If you look up here, you can see on the right there would be no water, and on the left there would be water, right, for that as an example. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over to the right side of the island. You're going to look for this red boat underwater. Now be careful here, because if you go to the right of it, way over to the right like I did, you can actually get stuck. But all you need to do is just spam cut parachute and deploy and face a couple of different directions and you'll get out. So here I go. So here's how you actually defeat Rainmaker without going in. You can see I have a group of randoms who actually invited me, and I'm actually going to kill it for them. So you want to just swim up directly towards the boat, and what you're going to notice is right next to it is this large rock. So what this large rock is some place that you can actually go prone and actually crawl under the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up right here and I'm going to lay down. And so what you want to do is you want to crawl forward and just keep crawling forward until you get to a particular area. Now over here on the left, you're going to see the actual tip of this rock. This is where you're actually going to get under the map. All you need for this one is a scorcher. It's very easy to do. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to be able to go inside of the building underneath it. So what you want to do is fire your scorcher twice. Once you're done firing it twice, you're going to be in this little sandy area. You're going to be a little bit above where you were before. You won't fall off the map at this point. Simply just crawl forward until you can crouch, and what it's going to allow you to do is actually go underneath the building. Now to actually kill Rainmaker, you need to kill a bunch of his minions. Essentially you need to sit here and kill minions, but don't worry, because you are in a complete god mode glitch. It's very easy to do. So all you want to do is just walk around and keep firing your scorcher or your gun or your ether blade. It really doesn't matter what you use. Just make sure that you are killing them and making sure that you reset resupply on ammo, because right there in the middle of the room you can actually jump up and resupply your ammo. So this is completely, you know, complete god mode, unlimited ammo, everything like that. So as you can see, I'm just mowing down the enemies. So at a particular point, you're going to need to go unlock a door. You're going to get like the NPC friendlies, if you will, telling you to go unlock a door. That door is located right here, right near the beginning, and so all you need to do is unlock it, and you can open the door. But as soon as you unlock it, the boss will spawn and he'll come up from upstairs to the downstairs area, and you just need to simply just kill him. I mean, it's very easy. He's gonna try to aim at you multiple times, but he can't because you are physically under the ground. But however their AI is set up, it can actually like detect that you're there. So long story short, you just want to kill him. I thought he was gonna spawn like the rift on his dead body, so I wanted to make sure he was on the first floor. It doesn't matter where you kill him, the rift will spawn here. Now this one will actually give you weapons cases, which is extremely useful, as well as a couple of other rare items. So for example, I happen to get a 3-plate vest and a purple weapon. Now it's completely random what you could get. Maybe you could get another wonder weapon that's already, you know, outside of its case or something like that. I have no idea. But to get out, just follow the path that I do. Come to this corner right here and fire your scorcher while you hold forward, right? So walk forward and fire your scorcher just like you got into the Easter egg bypass with. And what you're gonna do is just simply fire yourself out of the ground. Now I saw another video where someone you know, went down and they said, you know, you need to have self revives. That's not the case. You can get out right at that location. All right, now that those 2 glitches are outlined, I'm going to show you guys the 3 secret missions that you can do in order to get Pack-a-Punch level 3 crystals, as well as legendary ether tools 100% of the time, and you can get up to 6 per person. I'm not kidding. It is insane how OP this is, and you don't need anything except for an upgraded weapon, obviously, to survive in tier 3, or even possibly just have 3 people with ether blades. If you have those on your person and you have no upgraded weapons, you can do that as well. So you're going to look for these triangles, and you're going to shoot these symbols on the wall. Now I already showed you where I actually went, so if you need to go back and check like how I got here, feel free. But once you shoot those symbols, you'll start to notice there's purple lines in the buildings. All it is it's a triangle that you essentially need to coordinate. So you just come into this position and it'll trigger this because you kind of made the shape of the triangle. It's an Easter egg essentially. So what you're gonna do is you just need to kill zombies within the circle. Now with a scorcher, it's extremely easy to do. Now this one is typically the easiest one that I've done, but I think they turned it up a little bit because before it was dead easy, and now it's like a little bit difficult as a single player. Not really hard at all, just a little bit difficult. So what you're gonna get is you're gonna get 2000 essence, a legendary ether tool, as well as a Pack-a-Punch level 3 crystal. So I had no idea that this existed before, but once someone told me, I was like, oh man, like I've been in so many different situations, guys, where I needed a Pack-a-Punch level 3 crystal or I needed a legendary ether tool, and it's always specific moments. But the second mission, the second secret mission, is right behind where you just were. Literally just jump off the edge behind you and shoot these 3 symbols, and then you want to make your way over to this area right here. So this is right behind where you were just seeing me. Just follow the lines, honestly, and what you're going to do is back up into this little room, and that will shape the triangle, thus triggering the mission. Now I found the best place to stand for this one is over on the right here. If you fire a fully charged up scorcher shot and just stay over to the right, no zombies can spawn outside of your vision, and you can easily just kill all the zombies. So there you go. That is the second mission, and again, 2000 essence, legendary ether tool, Pack-a-Punch level 3 crystal. Absolutely awesome loot, something that I would highly suggest that you do every single game, just simply to back it up, share with your friends, and make sure everyone has a loaded tombstone, because this, in my opinion, this as well as the scorcher is the most important. So as you can see, this is the third and final mission, and you just simply want to shoot those symbols where I did, and I suggest backing up to the edge here, and all you need to do is just shoot zombies obviously as they get in. But the only thing that you need to make sure for this one is watch out for manglers. Manglers can both shoot you off, as well as they can actually jump up right behind you here, which you will actually see in a second. I actually get knocked off right before I finish. So you can see right here, I'm like, okay, what's going on? I see him, I think I'm killing him right there, but he actually jumps up right behind me and smacks me right off, as you can see here. Luckily, I had a random teammate who came in and got the last kill for me, thus completing this mission. But generally speaking, it's very, very easy as well. This was my personal favorite one, other than that one that's on the catwalk. So anyway, so once you're done with this, you just want to go up to the portal and make sure that you grab your loot. Now, after you're done with all of this, right, you should have a setup tombstone. You should be good to go. You got a random wonder weapon case. If you have multiple team members, remember the Rainmaker mission, that one has 100% drop rate for a weapons case. So if you do it with a full team, then you can easily get the wonder weapon that you want. So the symbol that I'm going to use for the actual tombstone glitch is shown on screen. This is my personal favorite spot, but I'm also going to point out these other 2 spots as well for you. All you want to do is just use your scorcher to fly over to bad signal, activate it, and go back. Or if you don't have a scorcher, just simply run there and back. You have enough time. Run out, and for this particular location, you're going to pull your parachute, get to the edge of the map, and then realize that you did not leave the team, the random team that you are on. So of course you need to leave your team before you actually do this, and I forgot that, so I completely wasted my time. Luckily, again, you can see the Superman method, as I like to call it, is very quick to get across the map. I mean, you're talking about 30 seconds of wasted time, so it was a little bit of an annoyance, but generally speaking, it's very easy to make your way across the map if you have an upgraded scorcher. So in my opinion, guys, this is the most important weapon in the game. That's my personal favorite, but if you have a different one, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'm interested to hear. I also asked that in my other video, but you know, I'm genuinely interested what people actually use in zombies. So anyway, so same symbol here. We're gonna go ahead and activate the portal, and we're gonna fly our way back. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna cross through the portal, and you're going to exit to the out of bounds line at 6 seconds. What you're trying to do is die at the same time that you're teleporting. So as you can see, I get to the edge, I vote yes. As I'm right on the edge of the map, I would suggest your little green circle at the top left mini map, make sure that it's like almost touching the edge of the map. That's how you know you're close enough. Exit at 6 seconds, it shows eliminated, and then you want to close on dark ether zombies. And that's it, guys. So if you appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure you leave any comments down below. I appreciate your support, and I will catch you in the next video. Today's glitch might be a top 3 glitch of all time for Modern Warfare 3 zombies. Now with today's glitch, you can bypass days worth of missions, maybe even weeks depending on how much you play, to unlock the Bone Collector skin in a matter of minutes. Yes, you heard that right. Give me 5 minutes of your time, I'll show you exactly how to do it. This glitch of course will be included in my Season 3 Reloaded All Working Glitches compilation coming out May 1st as soon as the patch drops, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a beat, and let's get right into this awesome glitch. So jumping right in, Act 3 has been touted as the longest time-wise, so of course I'm going to show you guys how to skip every single mission in Act 3. That's just what I do. But first of all, you need Act 3 unlocked to skip through it, and unfortunately that means that you have to complete Act 1 and 2. However, and this is a big however, I will show you how you can bypass the longest missions, saving you hours worth of time. Now throughout Act 2, you're going to see missions like Guardian Angel, where you have to use a special ability multiple times in either a single game or just total. And what you're going to notice is this mission, for example, you need to use Healing Aura 20 times. But what you may not know, and what you likely don't know, is every single time that you go down, give up, and then get revived, you get your special ability back. So by bringing in a teammate, you can both finish that as well as Frostbite, where you have to freeze mimics using the freeze ability. You just need to go down multiple times and just continuously use that. Now once you're through Act 2, which is in my opinion way worse than Act 1, Act 1 is like a tutorial mission. You need to do the very last mission of Act 2, which is Shepherd. So Shepherd is very easy to do, but there are multiple things that you absolutely are required to have, otherwise you will fail. So here I am at the end of Act 2 Shepherd, the very last mission. I have an upgraded ray gun and an upgraded regular weapon, and at the end you have to fight an abomination. Now for less skilled players, you don't actually need to go through all the trouble and get down like I do and waste all of your time and effort. All you need to do is bring in a dog, and as you can see, it completely changes the landscape of things. I was very easily able to beat this mission. It's super quick to do, and once you are through it, you actually have Act 3 enabled. So you will see it at the top right there. I actually finished the mission. So once you've done that, what you're going to notice is you can actually select the last mission in Act 3. But hold on, before you click off, it does not work, and I'm going to show you in a second a prime example, because what I like to do on my channel is physically show you guys the alternatives, right? So for example, in Act 3, yes, you can select this mission, but you cannot do it. I'm going to show you exactly what happens real quick in the next 20 seconds in order to understand exactly what you need to do to skip all the missions. missions, because this is part of it. You need to have that mission selected. So as you can see, I go into a game with that mission selected. You can see it there on the left, and it does not show up. It should show up as a star exfil like we're used to, right? With all of these in missions, whether it is saving Dr. Jansen or whatever. So what I want you to do is go ahead and bring in a dog bone, upgraded weapons and such into the game, but also bring a friend who has the skin already unlocked. This can be anyone at all that you find, as long as someone is willing to help you. Also, make sure that you are both the party leader and you have the mission selected to defeat Zakhaev or whatever the hell his name is. All you need to do is make sure that you have that mission selected and you are the host. Now, once you are the host of the game and you've gone in, your friend is the only person who can actually see the exfil, so they need to call it in. But you need to make sure a couple of things. As you'll see here, if you didn't know, if you go down in midair and fall to your death, you are eliminated. You are out of the game. But you may have noticed he called in the helicopter already. But unfortunately, if your friend does not come with you, it does not count. So that's another caveat that you need to watch out for. So here I am doing the regular exfil and will actually end up into the game. So this is it. This is the only mission that you have to do, and I'm going to show you real quick extremely easy how you do it, because it is impossible to lose this game. It is so easy, especially if you bring a dog in. It gives you free revives, gives you like 4 to 6 revives. I don't even know how many times a dog can, but if you bring in your healing aura, you can heal your dog. So that's just another tip. So going through this mission, it's very simple. All you do is deploy whatever this device is, and then you want to run over to this area that it tells you. And if you have an upgraded ray gun, which I highly suggest you bring it to all story missions, it is absolutely OP. You can essentially do all the objectives by yourself. It is super easy. Your friend doesn't need to help you, but again, he does need to go into the mission. I'm guessing he could leave at this point if he wanted to, but why would he not finish it out with you? Anyway, so you do that one objective and the worm literally spawns. It's that simple. So what you're going to want to do is come over to the area that I'm in. You're going to see it on the map here up on the left. This little shack has the ammo crate on the outside, and if you had, for example, a mags of holding, you could literally sit there and just shoot at the worm and then reload every 2 minutes, or resupply rather. So once you've actually defeated the worm, this is the end of the mission. Now, I'm going to go ahead in a minute, and you're going to see here I actually completed it. You get the check, and you actually can go in, and the operator is going to be under Ripper. So once you've done this, you have effectively skipped over the entire Act 3, which I will show you proof in a second just so that you understand. I also am just going to include the full gameplay of that worm fight just so that you guys can fully understand. If you're not as skilled of a player, I want you to be able to have the film, right? I want to be as helpful as possible. So I appreciate you watching. As you can see here, I skipped over every single mission. This is days worth of time, guys. So if you can like, comment on the video, make sure that you're subscribed. Those are the ways that you can support me. Here is the full video of the actual fight with the worm, not, you know, unedited and everything in its glory. It's very boring for a reason, but you can get a good understanding of what you need to maintain if you're not as skilled of a player, or if you simply just want to have a relaxed experience, right? You don't want to sit there and be like, okay, manage this and do this and do this. I just want to watch this video and be like, okay, yeah, that's what I do. Okay, cool. Let me just do 1, 2, 3. It's almost like a RuneScape tutorial back in the day. You know what I mean? So if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video, and enjoy the film if you're sticking around. Peace. Season 3 Reloaded is here, and this is how you do the unlimited essence glitch after patch. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can get unlimited essence from scratch, and it takes you no time at all. Make sure you follow my steps carefully to get this done as fast as possible. Now, this updated video will be included in my next glitch compilation. So make sure that you're subscribed and turn on notifications to keep up with all the latest and greatest glitches. Now, previously there was an extremely OP aftermarket attachment called the Jack Purifier. Man, I missed this thing already. This thing was a killer and killed mega abominations in seconds. Unfortunately, like all OP items, they nerfed it as a part of the release of Season 3. Luckily for you, no matter what the best method is, I will look into it for you guys. So let's get right into the fastest way possible to get unlimited essence. So if you're not already doing the Tombstone duplication glitch, you need to be doing that each and every single game. But the glitch that we're going to be doing today requires multiple players. In fact, it's actually better. The more players that you have on your team, the more it actually multiplies your winnings. So if you have 3 players on your team, it's going to go 3 times as fast. So without further ado, let's get into the steps of this glitch. I'm going to make this video very, very quick so that you guys can get the updated information and be on your way. So first of all, if your teammates have a tombstone on the map, make sure that everyone destroys it. Now, like I mentioned before, we had the Jack Purifier, but we no longer have it. So we're going to need to find an alternative method in order to actually gain the essence. And that's where this new method comes into play. Now, I don't want to waste any of your time, so what I'm going to do is explain exactly what's changed first of all at the start of this video. So in my previous video, if you are a subscriber, you'll remember this one. I was canceling contracts in tier 3 in order to generate a bounty contract. If you didn't know, a certain amount of contracts usually show up in each zone, so if you cancel a bunch of them, it will generate them and randomly select one or the other. And usually it was a bounty contract that would show up. I got really lucky with mine at least. But the problem is in tier 3, I tried to do the delivery contracts instead of bounties. Since there's no flamethrower, it's going to be a little bit harder. I found that they don't generate as much as the bounty contracts. It was the weirdest thing in the world. It took me about 20 cancels just to get a single delivery contract after I did my first one. So you may be asking yourself, okay, so what is the best method? I'm going to give it to you right now. It is tier 2 bounty contracts. Now, I'm not lying. Let me explain in the next 30 seconds to a minute, because I know some people will have differing opinions, but I have justifications for my opinion. All right, so first of all, you're going to need an upgraded Scorcher. Now, the reason for this is obvious. You can fast travel. You can see here I am flying around the map. You can get from one edge to the map to the other within 45 seconds. I've already demonstrated that in previous videos. Now, here's the straightforward explanation of why. So tier 2 bounty contracts are relatively easy with upgraded pack-a-punch guns, right? However, you only need a Scorcher for this because an upgraded Scorcher kills the bounties extremely quickly. So literally, you don't have to bring your friends along at all. You can fast travel and you can kill the bounties super quickly. So let's watch how fast I actually kill this. Now, my aim is terrible here, just forewarning you. I don't know how I missed that bad. However, you can see here, within seconds, I've killed the bounty. Now, this is the slowest one that I had, all right? Full disclosure, this is the slowest bounty that I had. However, fast traveling to it saved me a ton of time, and it only took a couple of seconds. And as you can see here, I actually ended up having a bounty contract all the way in the north across the map. But that's not a problem at all, because again, just like I said, you can get from one edge of the map to the other in about 45 seconds. It's extremely easy to actually fast travel if you do it correctly. So make sure you check out that video if you want. It's somewhere on my channel. So what you want to do is just run around and keep killing these bounties. And for each player on your team, it's going to multiply your winnings. So for example, if you have 3 players on your team, you are going to be getting 6,000 essence. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, with a tier 3 contract, I'm getting 15,000 each. And here's the thing, guys. You only need about 30,000 to actually start doing the glitch. Keep in mind, we haven't even started the glitch yet. All you're doing is gaining essence in your first game. So once you get around 30,000, we can actually get into the glitch itself. So let's get into those steps real quick and close this video out. Now, at this point in the video, you need to consolidate all of the items in essence onto a single player. Now, if you have too many items to hold on one player, that is fine. But what you want to do is for each player that does this part of the video, which is the actual glitch, you are going to need them to be holding everything that is valuable to you. So what you want to do is make sure that they have Tombstone and that they have all the items in essence on their player. So let's say that it is 30,000 total between you and all of your teammates. They want to go down with Tombstone and then give up and plead for help. And what's going to happen is it's actually going to take away your Tombstone. It's a little bit weird, but what is happening is you're actually placing a Tombstone onto the ground. So you are still in the game and you still have the ability to be picked up. But here's the simple process here that you need to repeat. You need to equip Tombstone plus all the essence, go down, plead for help, get revived, and then the other players will essentially repeat those steps. Now, the last and final step to die and leave the game, I will show you in a second exactly the order of operations, because you need to be careful here. You can mess this up. If, for example, if you buy Tombstone or drink it after this point, once you've gone down and pled for help, your Tombstone is gone. You do not have it on the ground anymore and you have messed up the glitch. So this is what I'm talking about. If you just simply get down this process and never mess it up, then you will be good. So each one of your players on your team will repeat this process. And what that's going to do is it's going to set a Tombstone with the amount of money that you consolidated onto that player for each individual teammate. So what it's going to do is it's going to turn 30,000 essence into 90,000. Now you may be thinking to yourself, if this is the first time that you've seen this, there's absolutely no way that that's true. That makes no sense. This isn't even a glitch. This is a feature or something like that. If you're going to sit here and tell me that duplicating 30,000 essence into 90,000 essence is a feature, then I'm just going to call you crazy, because that's what you are. But some people get confused on this, and so that is the glitch part, is all I'm saying. And I will visually demonstrate it for you in a second so that you don't even have to play the game in order to see the proof. So as you can see, I'm going to go down at the end of the game and I'm going to give up. And what I'm going to do is not plead for help. So this is what I'm talking about. Die and leave the game. That was step 6. You want to wait until you actually get eliminated. Now alternatively, you can run into the out of bounds zone, or anywhere else that you can die, or any other way that you can die, you're going to die. And what's going to happen is you're going to lose everything that's on you. So I wouldn't suggest bringing your insured weapon, because again, you're going to lose whatever you have on you, including your large backpack. But that's okay, because again, you are duplicating your essence and items. So as you can see here, I come back into the game and I can pick up that essence. Now, each time that you come back into the game, I highly suggest that you just save your Tombstone soda, the physical one, and purchase it from the machine. It's just easier, and you obviously have the essence for it. So each time that you come in, you're going to repeat this process with your friends. So for example, if we started out with 30,000 essence between me and my teammates, I place it on one player, then we all go down one at a time. You have now multiplied it into 90,000 essence. The next game, you will do 90,000, 180,000, 270,000. It's very simple, guys. So whatever your current amount of essence is, however many players that you have on your team, it is multiplied by, right? So if you have 2 players, just 2 players, you can still do this quickly. Just go ahead and get 30,000 essence, right? And then through one game, you're going to get 60,000, then you're going to get 120,000, then you're going to get 240,000, etc., etc. So as many times as you want to do this, you can. Now, most people like to get up to max essence just because it's fun to look at and it's just a ridiculous amount of essence. I honestly suggest that you just get a couple 100,000. Don't waste your time, and then when the game glitches out and you lose your Tombstone, you're just, SOL. I would highly suggest that you do this with at least 2 to 3 players. Honestly, I would say 3 players. Obviously 2 is required, but each time that you repeat this, you are repeating the amount of essence that you're duplicating. By the end of it, you're going to have all of this essence on the ground. And as you can see, this is how I get 900,999 essence. I have an alt account though that I always store on this side so that I can make sure that I always have this essence available to me in case mine glitches. But if you don't, then make sure that you have a friend who can help you out anytime. But if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. I appreciate the 17,000 subs that I've gotten so far. I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me. A new method was discovered for insta-killing the toughest bosses in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and today I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to do it in just a few minutes. Now, this video, of course, will be included in my all working glitches compilation, so make sure that you're subscribed with notifications on so you can catch every glitch before they get patched. The steps to this glitch are simple, but the order in which you do them is super important, so make sure you follow my instructions carefully. I also have 2 tips to avoid breaking this glitch, which can happen and will force you to actually quit your entire game before you retry. Also coming up is an updated unlimited essence glitch video where you actually duplicate items and essence, so stay tuned for that. And with all of that said, guys, enjoy. This is the insta-kill weapons glitch in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Now with this glitch, you're going to be able to complete tier 3 bounty contracts with ease, which can be combined with the Tombstone duplication glitch in order to unlock and share all schematics with you and your friends. You can do this with any amount of contracts, but just know that tier 3 bounty contracts are extremely easy. So make sure that you're taking advantage of the Tombstone duplication glitch along with this. Like most glitches, this is absolutely benefits from the Tombstone duplication glitch, which you will learn why later. But with all that being said, let's get straight into the requirements of this glitch because they are super important. Now, once I go over these requirements for this glitch, you're going to understand it in full, but make sure that you follow the steps carefully, like I said, because what's going to happen is if you do these in the wrong order, you are going to break the glitch for the entire game. Yes, you're going to have to quit your current lobby and go back in. So first of all, you're going to need 2 weapons. You're also going to need a wonder weapon case, yes, the actual case itself. You're also going to need Molotovs, self-revive, as well as a juggernaut streak. And then lastly, you're also going to need a Pack-a-Punch 3 crystal and a legendary tool, or alternatively, the money 2 Pack-a-Punch to level 3, as well as a legendary tool. Now, why all the requirements? Well, it's pretty simple, because if you want the most powerful weapon that actually kills bosses instantaneously, you're going to need it fully upgraded. That is obviously a given. So once you've gotten all the requirements, what I want you to do is go and get a raid weapon stash contract. Now, you can do this in tier 1. It does not matter where you actually do this. But what you're going to do is you're going to go and start the contract and then go into your settings if you are on console, and you are going to go under gameplay up here at the top right. There we are. And then you're going to scroll down under combat behaviors. Now, under this, you're going to see interact and reload behavior. Change that to tap to interact. Now, on PC, you don't have to change this because, as you may have known, if you are on PC, if you're a PC player, you tap to interact already. So another tip for you guys, make sure that you don't have your wonder weapon in slot 2 if you already have one equipped. So again, you need 2 weapons, but if you have a wonder weapon as one of those 2 weapons, make sure it's not in slot 2. So drop them and switch them and all that. So what you're going to do is throw down a Molotov and then use the safe right before you die. Now we're going to watch this in slow motion because I'm going to, obviously explain to you guys exactly what just happened here, but you're going to get yourself essentially an empty weapon slot. Now this doesn't actually count as far as your menu goes, but it does count from a general perspective. You can fill it with a weapon. So you're going to see here, right when we go from 40 to 15, you're going to use this safe. It's that simple. Throw down a Molotov and use the safe as soon as you go from 40 to 15. You can see it at the bottom left of your screen. That's where you will see that number. I just blew it up for you guys to make it simple. Now, when you get back up, you're going to notice again, when you cycle through your weapons, you're actually going to have an extra slot. Now at this point, you've essentially activated Mule Kick. If you ever played old zombies, or past zombies rather, you will notice that is a existing perk in the past. It's not currently in this game, so it is a glitch. However, for all intents and purposes, you have just activated Mule Kick. So once you're done with that, make sure that you have, again, all of the requirements. Make sure you have Juggernaut available, make sure you have an Aether tool, as well as a Pack-a-Punch crystal, and you're going to go ahead and fill in this empty slot with your weapons case. This is why you need the weapons case. You don't need a regular weapon, right? Because those by default don't have any rarity. But a wonder weapon is supposed to have a gold rarity, but it doesn't whenever you actually activate the case. So what you're going to do is on your second gun, your secondary gun, you're going to put the Aether tool on that. And the reason for that is if you have a weapons case in your secondary slot, it's already gold. You can't apply a tool to it currently, right? So that makes perfect sense. And you don't want to apply it to the wonder weapon just yet because it will actually break the glitch. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and throw in a Juggernaut as the next step. And when you throw in the Juggernaut, you're going to want to activate it using your wonder weapon. Again, your wonder weapon that has no rarity. So once you've done this, you're going to get into this Juggernaut and you essentially just want to wait for it to end. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up this footage for you guys to make it simple. And once you are done, you're going to notice at the bottom right, your wonder weapon has the rarity attached. It's so weird, and it's now replaced your secondary weapon. So keep in mind, you will lose your secondary weapon in here. There's also a couple of tips where you can actually lose this gun completely, which I will show you in a second. It's actually very simple, but what you want to do is go ahead and get it upgraded. Now I went to tier 3 and then realized I didn't even have the actual juice to upgrade it, but what I'm gonna do here is apply my Pack-a-Punch 3 crystal. Like I said, you can have one or the other, and at this point you have the upgraded weapon. But let me give you guys a couple of tips before you go in order to not break this glitch, because you can break this glitch extremely easily. So you need to do this in a certain regard. So what happens here in this clip is I go down, and what you're gonna notice is I'm gonna go down, everything seems normal, you saw the weapon in my hand, but as soon as I get picked up, the weapon's gone. So first of all, you can't get downed. So that sucks. However, again, if you're a decent player, if you have the gold armor plates as well as a triple armor pack, you should be completely fine there. Now, where the Tombstone duplication glitch obviously comes into play is every single time that you start the game, you can get an upgraded Scorcher along with the Tombstone perks that you can repeat this over and over again and save the essence that you actually store up. Now, again, my unlimited essence video will be out soon, so be watching for that. However, whenever you go around the map with your upgraded Scorcher, you're obviously going to fly around extremely quickly and be able to actually reach your bounties very, very quickly. Now, as you're doing these contracts, it's super important to remember you need to be careful in the tier 3 zone, obviously. So I would highly suggest, as far as a full setup goes, that you have your triple armor plates, gold armor plate, which again you can get every single game using the Tombstone duplication glitch, and Aether blade if you want to use that once you're done with this glitch, you know, obviously upgrading your weapon, and then as well as a dog. Now the dog is super important because you don't need self revives whenever you actually do this glitch. If you don't have a self revive, you need a dog. So to do the original glitch, you need to make sure that obviously you have either a self revive or a dog. So when you're going around the map, just make sure that you hold on to both of these. So I'm going to pause this real quick and just show you every single time that you do this glitch, make sure that you again have that wonder weapon in your second slot as well as your self revive available, or again, I have a dog just as a backup. I can't tell you how many times I tried to record this glitch and I wasn't paying attention for 2 seconds and I got downed and I had to completely restart my game and use all of my schematic crafting. So it's super important to remember these things, guys, because what's important with this glitch is that you're obviously trying to gain essence with this, or go with your friends to, say, the red worm or something like that, where damage is extremely important. But if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for 17,000 subscribers. Thank you for being a subscriber and watching. Make sure you comment down below bananas if you've watched up to this point. I just want to see if anyone has. And with all that said, have a good one. Going to be going over what's going on with the acquisition stash glitch, just an explanation as well as what not to do. Now, there's been a method going around with forcing your items into your acquisition stash using a sigil. There's also been a patch for the Tombstone duplication glitch, so make sure you check that out at the top right in the description down below. But this method using the sigil has been screwing people a ton. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you comment down how big your acquisition stash is. I'm really curious to see where everyone got stuck. Mine, I actually got up to 100. I used to have over 200, but I used most of my items trying to record videos for glitches. So you can see here I actually have 99 out of 100, and I'm actually able to store a singular item into my stash before I go back and try another item. Now, there's a reason for these things to happen, all right? Some of the items that are in your acquisition stash currently, for whatever reason, are counting as legit. There are some that are not. The point of the matter is that wherever you're at in your acquisition stash, you likely will not be able to exceed. Now, if you're able to do that using a sigil, I'm going to tell you in a second why that's a bad idea and why you should not be doing it. You can go ahead and do it yourself if you want, but there's a reason why people are losing items in their exfils. Whenever you go to exfil normally, you may have noticed, most of you honestly may have noticed, that a couple of items or a singular item will disappear from your rucksack. There is an actual reason for that, and I will go through that today. So you can actually see here on my acquisition stash on this video, I have 11 out of 10. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my acquisition stash and select items until I figure out which one is which. So you saw I just switched for the VR and went back up to 12. I took out this crystal and it went back to 11. Then I searched through and did it again. Typically, whenever you swap items, they're towards the front. So I'm going to go ahead and try a couple at the back just to make sure that none of them are there. Typically, again, they will be at the top of the list. But once I go ahead and try this a few times, I'm going to notice that another crystal actually is counted. So you'll see this dog bone doesn't count. Let's go ahead and try something else. Maybe I go to the back and I try this crystal. No, this 12 out of 10. I have over 100 items, so this may take you a couple of minutes, but once you find it and figure it out, you'll notice that it actually counts down towards 10. Now, what your goal here is to actually get it down to 10 out of 10, because when it is 10 out of 10, your items will not disappear. And you can hold me to this. When you go in the game and you do the tombstone duplication glitch like I have in the other video, make sure that your stash is down 10 to 10. Now, if you go and you normally exfil and take your items out to then take them back in and do the tombstone again, you will notice that none of your items will disappear. But if it is above 10, then they will definitely disappear. You will have a minimum of 1 item disappear depending on how much you're over 10. So for example, if you're at 12 out of 10, 2 items will disappear every single exfil. And again, you can hold me to that. You can look it up, guys. Just keep watch and be aware, and that's pretty much it, guys. You can actually drive underwater in Modern Warfare Zombies. That's right. With this glitch, you can be completely invincible to all zombies, including abominations. And there's actually a cool twist to this glitch that I'm going to show you guys at the end. Now, this glitch will be included with my all working glitches compilation that's going to come out for season 3, so make sure that you're subscribed to keep up with all the latest and greatest glitches. Now, to do this glitch, you will need the blood burner. Now, you can either use a key or find it on the map. You need to hit the water at a particular angle for this glitch to work properly, and I search all over the map for the best spot. Now, the best place to do this glitch is by the countermeasures portal in tier 3. You go there, drive off the cliff at full speed, and you will get this glitch every single time. You will fall under the water. Now, to get out of this glitch, you simply need to get off the blood burner and get back on quickly, and you will be teleported back to land. But the cool trick that I wanted to show you guys as a part of this glitch, you can actually switch seats and still fire your scorcher, so you can kill zombies while underwater. Like and subscribe for more Modern Warfare 3 content, and I'll catch you in the next one. A new method was discovered for the Easter egg bypass glitch, and I'm going to be showing you all exactly what you need to do in order to do this glitch every single time that you come into the game. You can do this solo or with teammates, and I highly suggest that you tie this in with your tombstone duplication glitch. Now, this video will be included in my latest glitch compilation. Now, I post these after every single patch. Season 3 is coming up. Make sure that you're subscribed in order to keep track of all the latest and greatest glitches. So previously, you would lay down to access those boxes. This method has changed. So here we are in the main menu of zombies. So let's go over the requirements for this glitch, and then we'll go over the actual steps. So first of all, you can see I have a blood burner key in my inventory. Now I'm going to go ahead and craft a second one. I highly suggest that you have 2 blood burner keys for the first time that you do this glitch if you plan on doing it multiple times. If you're just doing this just to check it out and move on with your life, feel free to just have 1 blood burner key. But what you want to do is make sure that you have an extra one that you can then tombstone glitch. So if you don't know how to do that method, make sure you check out both the videos that I have in the description down below. So here we are in game, and again, you can do this solo or with teammates. So in this case, I'm tying this in with my tombstone duplication glitch, and I'm kind of farming rare items as well as essence. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to go over to my tombstone here and make sure that I have all of my items. I'm then going to show you guys exactly where you need to go from here, because typically a lot of us are doing the tombstone duplication glitch, especially if you're watching this video on my channel, then you 100% are likely doing the tombstone duplication glitch. Most people who watch my channel are, and so I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to get to the location from the graveyard. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of my items, making sure that I replace whatever I have duplicates of, because obviously most of the time I will have my Aether blade. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and head over to the location. So the location that we're actually going to go to is in the southeast region of the map. So there's this little tunnel right here. It's a cave that's at the end of this little mansion. Now, I'm going to speed up the video for you guys so that I don't waste any of your time. This video is going to be very quick, so make sure that you watch for all the details. So we're going to go over here, and this is where the cave is actually located. You're going to run in, and what you're going to notice is there's a little bit of an inlet there as well as a doorway back there. So what you're going to look for is this little lamp post right here. So go ahead and walk up to it, and what you want to do is just simply walk forward while you're firing your scorchers. So you're going to see me do it right here. I'm going to shoot myself up and hold forward, and I'm going to get stuck here. Now at this point, you don't have to keep holding forward. You just simply do that, and as soon as you fire your scorcher, you can stop holding forward. Next, you just want to charge your scorcher 2 more times. But what I realized a while back, you don't actually have to charge it a lot. You can just fire it twice really quickly again, and then just simply jump and you will actually get into this little glitched area. So you'll see exactly where to run here. It's very simple to do. So you run from here, straight line, just go over here. Now you need to be super careful. I mean, watch here. I immediately dropped off. I haven't done this glitch in a while, and the only way to save yourself from dying is to actually fly over towards this pool, because for whatever reason Call of Duty counts water as like infinitely going down. Like, I don't know how to describe it. The depth of a pool is like way deeper than it actually is above ground. So long story short, aim for the pool if you fall, but don't fall. Just please be careful while you're doing this glitch. So anyway, what you want to do is come over to this room here, and what you're going to do, instead of laying down, because you can see I can't actually access it, is you're going to take one of your blood burner keys and you're going to spawn the blood burner while you're standing towards the center of the room. Now I messed this up a couple of times, so make sure that you're very careful with this portion of the glitch. Make sure you're standing about right where I am, and go ahead and spawn the blood burner. And as you can see, it almost spawned outside of the room. So go ahead and spawn it, and when you lay down, you can actually access the blood burner, which will then glitch you into the room. Now you may be asking yourself, okay, but can I even get out? And the answer is yes. You can actually unlock all these doors from the inside. I've never done the Easter egg, so maybe you spawn into this room and then you unlock the doors for your friends. But what you're going to do is you're able to access all of these chests. Now I highly suggest that you take the blood burner out of the room, because what it's going to do is you won't actually accidentally jump on it, and you also can have a clear line to get away from the mimic. So one of these chests is going to have a mimic, and if you have an upgraded scorcher, it will be light work. Now since I'm a scaredy cat, I kind of backed up and did it, but it was super easy to actually kill him. So as you can see, I got a wonder waff, I got a couple of perks, I got a self revive, I got a minimum of 7,000 gold bars worth of money, as well as some weapons. So each game that you actually start this, all you need is a scorcher, and you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get some rare loot to start the game. But as you can see, I already have unlimited essence. You can check out that video in the description down below if you want to see my #1 method for actually getting unlimited essence. But that's about it, guys. That's how you can do this each and every game. You can do this as a solo player or do it as a teammate on a team. Unlock the doors and let your friends grab the loot. It does not matter. Now to end the game, I would highly suggest that you go and do either the Scorcher method for the Tombstone duplication glitch, because it's literally right there on the edge of the map, or simply make your way over to the main portal. Now the main portal method obviously is the bad signal method. Typically I prefer this method, but if you already have blood burner keys in your rucksack, or you've already spawned a blood burner, then you can actually go and do that version of the glitch, and it's actually closer than the main portal. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is you can do either of these methods, and it won't really matter which ones that you do. All I do is I just want you guys to make sure that you're actually doing the Tombstone duplication glitch along with this, because again, the blood burner is required for this. So if you simply have a slot in your rucksack, for example, I have legendary ether tools. I'm typically not using a normal weapon. I prefer the ray gun and the scorcher as my two weapons of choice. That's just my personal choice. So if you're like me and you like wonder weapons better than normal weapons, then you don't really need a legendary ether tool. So I'm able to sacrifice one of my rucksack spots in my rucksack in order to actually have the blood burner key always there. So again, you brought in 2 blood burner keys, but now you have 1 left over. So when you do the Tombstone duplication glitch, you're going to come back into the game with 2 again, and you see how that works, right? Because the first time that you come into the game, you either need 1 blood burner key and then duplicate it, right, through obviously what I'm doing right now, which is the Tombstone duplication glitch with the bad signal portal, or alternatively you bring in 2 and then you can do the whole shebang and then just simply do the Tombstone duplication glitch with your leftover 1. So again, this is pretty much the main method that I would highly suggest that you do in order to kind of duplicate your supplies and also get infinite essence if you don't want to do tier 3 contracts. Tier 3 contracts are fun, and I prefer that method, obviously using the flamethrower. You can check out the video in the description down below as well. But with this method, it's just kind of more laid back, right? Everyone has their own play style, and I know a lot of people complain sometimes of, oh, well, I don't want to do tier 3 contracts for 30 minutes in order to get the unlimited essence. Well, I got good news for you. You don't have to. You know, this is a completely alternative, more laid back method. So it's really, really cool, and I highly suggest it. So like I was saying, the requirements for this glitch are very simple. You will need 2 weapons, a wonder weapon case, and a Molotov cocktail. You're also going to need either a self-revive or a dog. All of these items take 0 effort to have every single game if you are doing the Tombstone duplication glitch. So make sure that you are doing that. Again, you can do that solo or as a team. I have that linked up at the top right in the description down below. Let's get right into the actual steps to this glitch. So when you come into the game, if you're doing the Tombstone duplication glitch, which 99% of us are, the first thing that I suggest is obviously just go grabbing your tombstone real quick, and then I'm going to show you exactly where you need to go. So here I am grabbing all of my items out of my tombstone. I need to make sure that I have a wonder weapon case left over, and what you're going to do is go look for a raid weapon stash contract. So what's going on here is similar to the overpowered weapons glitch, which I will also have linked in the description down below, which allows you to insta kill mega abominations among other things, but we're not going to do all of those steps. This is going to be a little bit different. So as you can see here, I have a self-revive on me. I have 2 weapons. My first weapon happens to be a wonder weapon. You need your insured weapon, or whatever weapon that you want to duplicate rather, in your secondary slot. So what you're going to do is walk up to the safe, throw down a Molotov, and then wait until your health gets around 30 to 40, and as soon as it does, you want to interact with the safe. Now if you time this correctly, which I can run this in slow-mo in a second for you guys, then you will end up with an empty slot like so. So here it is in slow motion. It's very, very simple, guys, but I'm going to show you exactly when you need to interact with the safe. So you're going to watch my health go down there on the right, and you're going to see it hit around 30. That is whenever you want to interact with the safe. And you'll notice I drop my hands a little bit. If you see the drill show up on the safe, then you did it wrong. Just know that. So anyway, you'll end up with that empty slot, and what you want to do is apply the wonder weapon case to the empty slot. Now effectively, you now have mule kick. You can see I have 3 weapons total. That is obviously not intended. The third weapon, the wonder waft, doesn't even show up in my UI. So once you've actually done this, I want to show you a couple of things that like are no-nos. All right, so if you go down and plead for help and stuff, you actually will mess up this glitch. So I actually went down whenever I had that empty weapon slot and I lost it. So yeah, as you can see, I repeated the glitch a couple of times and it didn't work anymore. The other thing I want to tell you guys not to do is don't mess with your weapons. Keep your weapons exactly the way that they are. You can upgrade them, you can apply tools to them. It really does not matter, but just don't drop them, all right? And don't lose them, okay? Because if you try to drop that wonder wall, for example, it will disappear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the Tombstone duplication glitch. If you want to watch the whole video, again, I will have that linked in the description down below, but we're going to see exactly what happens to this weapon whenever I extract and how you can actually turn it into contraband. One thing to keep in mind is that you don't actually have to do the Tombstone duplication glitch in order to turn this into contraband. So if you like to extract as normal for whatever reason, just know that you don't actually have to do the Tombstone glitch to extract this as contraband. When you extract in general, you can see here my insured slot 2 has now turned into an extra gun. Now there's also a separate method in which you can actually extract and not use a weapons case, but you don't include your attachments. Now I'm not going to include that in this video because I don't really feel like it's necessary. You having a bare bones weapon is not that interesting, but you being able to customize weapons and fill up your stash, your contraband stash, if you will, then you can take a multitude of weapons, whether that be melee, launchers, whatever, and have a huge amount of backup so that if you want to go and do boss fights and stuff, you no longer need to fear losing your weapons and stuff. So if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. I really appreciate your support, and I will catch you in the next video. Today, I'm going to show you how you can save days or even weeks of time unlocking all the new camos and guns, including multiple glitches and methods that I have optimized to help you unlock anything from the new one-trick camo to even Borealis in no time. Now, to make sure I help out my viewers as much as possible, I'm going to show you glitches and methods for every single game mode and a few tips that you aren't aware of that can double or even triple your XP rates. So without delay, let's get right into these methods. And before we start the first one, make sure that you have double XP tokens available, or better yet, do this on a double XP weekend for free. That will allow you to save your double XP tokens for after those double XP weekends. You can max your guns in no time in a weekend. Trust me, guys, if you grind this out with these methods I'm about to show you, it will make your life so much easier. So let's get right into it. First of all, we are in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and I'm going to show you 2 major glitches that people use in order to get Borealis and other camos that are needed for zombies. Now, this applies to weapons in general, right? Remember, all of your weapon levels are not specific to a game mode. So what you can do in zombies that makes it really, in my opinion, the best way to level up your guns as far as effort versus reward goes, is that you can use these pack-a-punch level 3 crystals as well as legendary ether tools in order to actually max out the experience. So you can see here, this is one of the methods I'm going to be showing you guys. It's called exfil boosting, and it allows you to double, triple, or quadruple the amount of zombies in which that you have at an exfil. Now, full disclosure, this method in tier 2 is a little bit hectic. So if you consider yourself an amateur player as far as movement or aim goes, I highly suggest that you do this in tier 1. It won't have that much effect on it, except for there's going to be less special zombies. I've noticed there's just more in tier 2. Maybe that's just my games. But if you already have a tombstone on the map from the tombstone duplication glitch, make sure you go and grab all of your items there before you start this, just in case you go down or you lose something. If you're not already doing that glitch, make sure you check it out in the description down below. I'll have my all working glitches video linked there. So what you want to do is go ahead and find your way to a normal exfil. Now the difference is it doesn't have a star on it. That's it. It's very simple. It's the original exfils that we used at the start of the game before you started unlocking all these special new ways to get out of the map and do the tombstone glitch. So what you want to do is come over here and essentially start killing zombies like normal. You're going to leave a couple of zombies behind in the inn, but what you are essentially waiting for is for the helicopter to get in and to leave. Also, just as a footnote, you can activate double XP tokens by pressing start mid game, thus saving you time when you go to reactivate them at the start of a game. So you can get ready and then, you know, apply your double XP. But what you want to wait for is essentially the helicopter to start flying away. I usually go off of noise, so once the helicopter stops making noise and you don't hear, you know, the propellers spinning, then you should be good to go. And what you want to do is, as soon as it's gone, go about 300 meters away from the exfil, and then all you want to do, just to simplify the process, guys, wait until it turns blue. That is the easy method, but if once you get used to this, you'll notice you only really have to stay about 200 to 300 meters away for about 10 seconds. Now when you come back and activate the exfil again, what you're going to notice is that the amount of zombies has doubled, tripled, or quadrupled. Now it kind of depends on how many you leave. It's kind of like an algorithmic thing. There's really no way to tell what the best possible way to do it is, but as you'll see in a second, it gets absolutely hectic, and this is just super fun, and it's just a really easy and fun way for you to level up your guns. Now the sheer amount of zombies that show up at these exfils is super important here, because each zombie that you kill can actually contribute to the amount of XP bonuses that you get at the end of the game, as well as the essence that you extract with. So if you do the tombstone duplication glitch, you can kind of cycle through weapons very, very quickly, set up new classes, and come right back in and get to the exfils extremely quickly to actually repeat this process. So this is my personal favorite method, but let's get into the second method for Modern Warfare 3 zombies. Now the second method is really nice, but it's more for the laid back player in my opinion. You can actually abuse this glitch so that is almost AFK, very close. If you could figure out how to automatically shoot your gun and grab ammo, that is, you could do this 24/7 AFK. So I'm going to take you right through the steps for this glitch. It involves the Outlast contract. It is very easy to do, and you can do this solo or as a team. It does not matter. So let's get right into the steps for this glitch. You can do this anywhere on the map, and I highly suggest again that you do it in tier 2. Now if you have access to pack-a-punch level 3 crystals, obviously tier 2 is the best place to do this. I wouldn't suggest tier 3 just because you don't get a lot of benefit or bang for your buck, if you will. So go ahead and find yourself a tier 2 or tier 1 contract for Outlast, and what you're going to do is essentially run up the percentage. What you're going to do is run it up until it is above 90, and then you're going to go ahead and cancel the contract. Keep in mind, if you are on a team, then you're going to have to wait for them to accept the contract as well, so just make sure everyone is paying attention. Many times I have started an Outlast contract and essentially let it run to 100 not paying attention and had to go to another location. So what's going to happen whenever you cancel above 90% is the zombies will not stop spawning. Now if you're in tier 2, you will also get special zombies that spawn, as well as dogs. Tier 1, I'm pretty sure dogs do spawn for all Outlast contracts, maybe even special zombies. I'm not going to verify that because, simply put, I do everything in tier 2, honestly. So next up, let's go over the Warzone methods. So these are super easy to do, and I highly suggest that you do them in the new loaded resurgence mode. It's going to give you the best advantage for XP rates while it's still around. So make sure you have a decoy grenade, frag grenade, and then for your perk package, scavenger, double time resupply, and ghost. Now you're also going to need obviously a weapon that you want to level up for. I would highly suggest that regardless, again, of what your objective is. If your objective is player level, still bring in a low level weapon that you have that doesn't have any attachments, etc., because each level that you get in each camo that you unlock also gives you general XP. So what you're going to be doing is going into loaded resurgence as a solo player. Make sure fill squad is turned off. You can do that at the bottom left of your pre-game lobby menu. So once you get into the game, what you want to do is throw your decoy grenades immediately into the most populated area. So what I like to do is I like to pull my parachute early and make sure that I know where all the players are dropping and fighting. Typically that's somewhere around prison. And what you're going to do is throw your decoy grenades first and foremost. Now I don't know if your field supply actually just always spawns on you right when you start. It likely does. I can see it on the right there on this lobby as well. Long story short, throw your resupply if you have it. I highly suggest that you have that little armory box with you. Also, what you'll see now is the utility box that you've seen around, and it'll be able to you know, let you resupply your decoy grenades. And so your goal here, as you can see those decoy assists popping up, is to be getting decoy assists while you're getting kills. But not only that, here's another tip for you guys that is extremely important. What you want to do is prioritize surviving when you first land, because if you play this game mode by yourself, every time that you land, every time that you touch the ground, whenever you respawn, you have a timer, usually from 10 to 20 seconds, that you have to wait for in order for you to actually respawn next time and not lose the game. So what you want to do is avoid players for that amount of time, then immediately go gung-ho, throw a couple of decoys into the areas that you see other players, fight them. If you die, you die. If you can't find players, you hold your grenade and you respawn that way. That way you can maximize the amount of XP that you're getting without wasting it. Lastly, we have multiplayer. Now for multiplayer, I highly suggest that you have a similar class setup that you did in Resurgence. You can see I have my BP50 out, but I also now have a couple of attachments for it. Now for multiplayer, I would highly suggest that you at least get an optic on your gun, just because it makes it a lot easier to actually get the kills here, versus in Resurgence it really doesn't make that much of a difference. But what we're going to be searching for is small map mosh pit. We're going to have scavenger gloves, we're going to have decoy grenades and a frag grenade, as well as a low level bullet weapon, just so that we can start leveling it up while we are doing this. So what you're going to do is throw your decoy grenades and then hold a grenade if you don't immediately find people. But you're going to get into the groove of things like I did here, and you're going to notice, look in the middle of the screen, you can see the decoy assists keep coming up, but I'm also fighting enemies and getting kills. So it's important that you pay attention to whatever your sight lines are, and if you can't immediately find an enemy, make sure that you hold a grenade until you die, and then you can respawn instantaneously. So this isn't like Resurgence. You don't have to maintain anything. You will be destroying your KD if you focus more on the decoy grenades, but generally speaking, what I like to do is throw both my decoys, try to get a quick kill or two to even out my KD, and then after that, I just, at this point, for example, I should have held my grenade. And what that's going to do is you're going to save all of this time that you see me wasting right here in order to actually respawn and do it again. You see I realize it there, I down myself, and then I immediately have two decoy grenades again. So each kill that someone else makes, you're going to get that decoy assist, as you can see there. You're also going to get assist for shooting your gun, and you also need to be aiming just for normal kills. So generally speaking, if you're on Stash House, for example, this map is extremely easy to continuously get kills on, like you can see here. And so what I'll typically do is throw both my decoy grenades, run through the middle of the map, go gung-ho, and let someone kill me. Essentially, you can see here I have my pistol out. I'm not really caring what I'm shooting. The main goal here is to just add up as many points as possible, because a lot of them will be going to your gun. So if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave any questions down below, and I will catch you in the next video.